Second one from Japan, sliding into the rings. So this will be the side. Wasn't played as much in the first end.
Yeah. It's out in the frost, guys. She's out in the frost. 5, 6. Have a look. Have a look.
So it's wide of line at the moment.
No. 8.
Certainly doesn't have signs of slowing down.
She was out in frost.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Okay.
Oh, that one looks like it goes just through the rings, out of the,
No, we just
but in
go
play.
through, that's fine.
14後半でもいけそう？
あれで14って1だから、
割と
14半でノースイップって感じかな。
使ってるから滑っても来るか。
ちょっと早い。お、ちょっと早いな。
Sina Nakajima
Young
can
up.
just. Hong Kong now need to remove some some red granite.
Yeah, they want to keep the yellow ones around. With the hammer here, the first time they've had the hammer, after getting the force in the first end.
Normal down. Yep. 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 Hard. Yep. All the way. Yep. Hurry. Hurry for a piece.
Trying to make contact and just chisel that top one over.
Okay. Fine.
We'll see lots of curl on the ice.
I was tight. I was tight.
Okay. Young.
So just looking to replace front ring guard.
Bringing it in tight, really just no guards, a 1-0 lead. Hong Kong's got to move some of those around if they want to try and have a chance to make sure they score their one here this end.
Same way. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa.
Important to try and keep their shooter in play here.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, punches that top one out, so does stick around, but it's fourth shot.
何秒つだっけ？
入っちゃ
ってもいい？
はいよ。長いよりは入った方が。
同じライン？
私8に立ってたけど。うん。Okay, nice line. 3、2、クレーン。2、クレーンライオン。クレーン。はいよ。ライン大丈夫。ウェイトは。
Working this one really hard.
はいよ。クレーン。
You don't want to leave it too short.
クリーン、クリーン、クリーン。クリーン。クリーン。Okay, nice. 15.5.
Good center guard.
And now that it's out, is Hong Kong trying to play the little hit and roll, try and sit in front?
Yeah, just a hit and flop over on top even.
If you hit that, that's okay. Okay. It's a little heavy on this side.
Look at Rick Collins, the coach of Hong Kong. Actually a Canadian windsurfing champion. He's won it 3 times. It's one of his most memorable sporting achievements along with numerous coaching appearances with Hong Kong. That one will peel the guard. Yusuke Morizumi, he doesn't have a windsurfing title, but numerous Japanese curling championships, Pacific championships, played the Olympic Winter Games in 2018.
Yeah, not as windy in Japan as it is in Canada. Easier to play an indoor sport. So this one coming slightly deeper. It's a big target now for Hong Kong.
So the first end, Japan was light on some draws. Here, this end, they're definitely heavier. Is the ice speeding up on them?
Yeah, so just with all the sweeping at the first end and the sliding over that path, they'll have taken the pebble off slightly, just keen it up.
Wow. Okay. Okay. It's okay. Changed it a bit.
It's like hanging in the middle.
Oh, yeah, you threw it a little wide and then just hanging. I was
Yeah.
going, okay, what do I do
So
with this?
Yeah, I know. I
Japan
saw you
still
thinking
lie
like-
3.
そうね。
千秋さんと同じ幅で
ギリ白かかるまでぐらいか、長くても。
Yukui Kitazawa, nice position for a skip to be playing guards. That's what you like to be doing.
Yeah, I remember earlier in the week it was Australia's men's side that was asking. Be nice to be able to throw a guard once, other than facing 4 or 5 opponent stones. You know, Rhoda, you're being a skip. You like throwing that draw to the button, but guard's a pretty good shot to be able to throw too.
Yeah, it means that your team have played really well in front of you and you're just keeping it safe.
ちょっとかかりそうだな。ちょっとかかりそうだわ。ちょっとかかるよ。
Looks a lovely weight. Really nice.
Yeah, real good line on it, well played.
14.9。 Maybe, but let's try this. Just off nose.
Yep.
Just off nose. Yeah. You like that? Yeah. Normal? Yeah. Okay.
So trying to hit roll off the top one, make the double, open up that scoring zone for her last. Definitely is nice to play the draw down to it.
Yeah, important with this shot to give herself a shot with her last.
Normal. Wow. Clean. 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 Yes. Whoa. 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 Tang. It's okay.
Well, it makes contact on both, but we'll push it actually to the top of the button, making it even more tricky to get shot stone.
Yeah, not easy to draw the button around that.
Okay.
So Japan would be as well bringing another one right round on top and really put the pressure on.
ステイでもいいと思う。ロティステイでもいいと思うけど。
OK うんちょっと広げるよあー2本くらい
Well, it looked like initially they were looking with how much is available to that red one in the top of the 4-foot.
ステイじゃなくていい。
If a double could be made.
でもいいし、どうしようかなみたいな。
ダブルは簡単。
ダブルあるけど自分の意思は残るか残らないかわかんない。
Is the hit on the side one with another
後
option
ろ
they're
に
looking
全
at?
部かかってればいいね。
Yeah, they'd discuss it. But if they bring another one in and lie 3, it's really putting the pressure onto Hong Kong.
15ぐらいで投げる。うん。
They can bring one in out counting that side one. then lifting the double to Hong Kong, they wouldn't get their 2.
Okay, nice line.
ウェイトいいよ。ちょっと飛んでから入っちゃうから。
We'll get a look at the time here as well.
千秋さん側だ。
It's a little slower in the first,
千秋さん側です。Yes.
but that speed pretty close to where it's been all week long.
大
And
丈夫。
be pretty close.
Really nice shot.
Yeah, better than pretty close. Real nice. Top of the 8-foot.
Yeah, makes that draw to the button just that wee bit harder.
13.6。
Can you get shot stone, or is this just to try and cut it down to 1?
The edge of the button is open, and there is a good come around. You know, the stone finish is big there.
Draw.
So right line, right weight,
I got
it's possible.
13.60 for hers. So
13,
like
okay.
13 seconds. Is that 60?
60,
60 or 50?
maybe 50. They sweat really hard. 50.
I'm thinking 50.
50. Okay, let's do 50.
I'm a
Make sure it's in.
So as you say, look, it's the same weight really as they've been playing all week for T-weight.
So we're going a hair wider. It was 13.7. We'll see how close it is on this one. Last stone of the second end.
All yours. Yep. Whoa, take a look. Wait only.
Make sure.
Yep, make sure.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on, hard, come on, hard.
Got to try and get past that top one first. We'll chip, roll off,
That's okay.
and it's
Sorry.
going to be
No, it's mine.
maybe
It's mine.
cutting out the 1. It's going to be a steal
Two
of
Let's
2.
measure these two. Yeah, okay.
So they'll measure for the 3rd point.
Yeah, but
Yes.
It is a steal for Japan.
it's okay.
It's yours
Yeah,
to
well,
judge.
yeah.
It was yours to judge, not hers.
It's really close.
Sorry, it came at the end. I know, and I said it was hers. It was theirs to judge.
2 for sure. They'll
And
measure
so
for
I
that
said
3rd
two, and
point.
it was like- and then it came and it was too late.
Yeah, just didn't anticipate that swing early enough and get the sweepers on it at the beginning. They waited until it started to break, and then it was too late.
Well, here's a look at that final shot again. The Hong Kong skip, Hung Ling Yu.
Make sure.
Yep, make sure.
Well, they're pretty.
Come on, hard.
Liked it so far, and then it took that break.
That's okay.
Question whether it spun in enough, and now
No, it's mine.
here's the question for you, Rona. Who do you think's 3rd shot?
Red.
All right, well, I'll go yellow just to be different.
It's hard from the angle we're looking at right now.
Either way, a real well-played end by Japan. They just continue to put the pressure on, and Hong Kong never able to generate anything to score, let alone trying to be a multiple-point score.
Yeah, their stone placement was excellent there. It really put the pressure on Hong Kong throughout the end. The third's having a good look here at the umpire. Oh, maybe it's yellow actually, look. When I see
Rona
that.
can't decide.
Yeah, I think it might be yellow now.
Okay,
I
well,
see it
I'll go
overhead.
red. I was thinking it might be red,
Oh, are you? Okay.
but they bring all this equipment over, make sure they want to use it,
Oh, it's yellow.
Yellow. Okay.
and it
so
is
this
yellow,
too
so it
red.
cuts the steal down. It's just a steal of 2, but still a good end for Japan. They have a 3-0 lead over Hong Kong after 2 ends.
I didn't do some. Oh, there. That's what I missed. Move stones.
end number 3, and Asumi Ishiguka and Japan get it started here at Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2019. Locally here, Rona Howie, and Japan in a good position, getting to the playoffs. 2 games left. They play Hong Kong here. They have Kazakhstan in their last game. Win out, depending what happens with Korea and China. If they all win out, they're in a 3-way tie. Comes down to draw shot numbers. They all beat each other. Went 1-1 in those between those 3 teams.
Where are we? Where are we, guys? It's a bit up. Whoa, 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 whoa. Help. Yeah.
Yep, 3 down. I would like to have seen Hong Kong maybe put up some guards here and try and generate a couple.
So an early miss and behind the 8 ball already. Japan. Really a 3-0 lead. Don't have to put that center line guard up. Play in the house.
Yeah, Japan can just keep everything simple, keep it clean. Still 8 ends to go. It's a long game. They don't want to do anything silly yet.
Right around it and right over on sheet C. Chinese Taipei leading Australia 1-0.
Chinese Taipei line 2 counters in the 8 foot. Lauren Walker. Playing a hit on the top, trying to get the double. Oh, catches the top one but misses the back one. So a steal of 1 for Chinese Taipei. They lead 2-0.
Yeah, it was the risk versus reward. There it was the risk of the steal of 1. We see Hu Pian trying to draw down, freeze to the back one. Puts the center line guard up, protecting those 2 Japanese stones.
Yeah, when Hong Kong have got last stone here, they want to try and keep that centre free. Let their skip be able to get in at the end of the end.
Japan a pretty solid drawing team. And they can put these in good placement that they did in the previous end. Especially early, but this one coming up early. Had another guard out in front. So we look at all the scores. China leading 7-1 over Kazakhstan. They got 7 in the first. Well, and she beat Korea, also got 7 in the first, leading 13-0 over Qatar. 2-0 as you saw, Chinese Taipei over Australia. 3-0 here in our feature game. Wang Ashura. Trying to weld this one to the back.
Line's good. She's passed all the cover if she's got the weight.
Took that curl and the weight came right off, so comes up short.
At the end.
You know, Nakajima looking to come right around. That's to stop top tee. Really nicely played. Blocks that draw now for Hong Kong.
Yeah, and the only way in there now is to play that out turn. As we look at the standings, talked about those 3 teams tied at 4 and 1. China, Japan, and Korea. Then there's the logjam of 2 and 3 teams battling for that final playoff spot. Japan plays Kazakhstan in their last game. China gets Australia, and Korea gets Chinese Taipei. So all those teams playing the teams 2 and 3 battling for that 4th spot.
Yeah, the Australian Chinese Taipei game on just now. We just saw Chinese Taipei leading 2-0. That is a crucial game for both these teams.
Trying to get to that back one, goes right by, so struggling with the consistency of the weight. We see that sometimes, Rona, with teams that aren't playing all the time. You see this Japanese team, they have the facility, the ability to go and play, and they play a lot, travel a lot to play these events. It shows in the shots out on the ice now. Wrap another one around.
Yeah, the repetitive practice that this Japanese team do day in, day out. You can tell with their consistency levels out here. Whereas Hong Kong don't have a facility that they can train at. They have to travel to another country. Just trying to block this draw now on that out-turn side. Comes up a wee bit short. Still come around that. Finish is big in there. Just have to go out slightly wider.
I'm a lot further out.
Just be careful because it's so far out.
Okay.
Just need to make one, get one in there, and then the end can swing.
Clean it, guys. Clean it. It's a bit up. It's like nice. Whoa. Whoa.
Just clean. Just light.
Shang Ada trying to get this one in behind. They do have that one back of the 8-foot they could freeze to. But a lot of curling to do.
Well, the line was actually very good, just the weight. It's too much. Her skip did say to her before she played it, we're going a lot wider, it could be frostier, and she maybe just gave it that extra.
Faster. It's faster.
Yeah, faster.
Faster
So
than
you're before 50, but it's through.
55, right?
50.
So now they're saying it's faster, so it's back to normal speed. There's been quite a lot of play down that part of the ice now, so it's up to really the same speed as the centre.
Well, and this is where that you saw the heard the conversation from Japan as well. Sure, they were talking numbers, split time, what this spot's going to be doing.
Try and cover the inside of this. Just stayed out. Didn't finish as much as they had thought. The weight was perfect.
Yeah, now gives an option. You could try and just straight hit and roll off it. This looks like a draw. They're trying to just roll in off.
Yeah. Nice hit and roll off the inside of that to the 4-foot would certainly turn the end around.
It's left just 5. 5. Yep, Ben. Yep. 6. Gotta get it in. Have a look. Have a look.
Take a look.
Whoa.
Take a look.
So again, hanging out at the moment, not taking the big swing.
I need one of those,
The weight was really pretty good to come in off that.
Yeah, and it's still Japan. They lie 4 at the moment, with 4th stones to come.
A が5でいい？
こうなってたら、もう伸ばしてちょっと入れ込んで。あと相手このルールある。
ありそうだね。あ、うん。オッケー。
ちょっとこうなって。相手同じのもいっぱいあるから。自分
分たちで泥を置いといた方がいい。
10でいい？
あれがもう4でしょ。
そうね。
Well, a couple options.
ローヒ
Draw it, play that little chisel off your own. You could hit roll off the yellow just thrown.
前か
ちょっと中だったらちょっと押しても大丈夫。
13半くらいか。
You could guard that line if you cover the inside of the red.
あ、千秋さんゴミ踏んでるかも右足。左だ。
Few options here. Just getting the line right to close the door for Hong Kong.
6。
ないよ
6。6。6。7。ちょっと滑ってるわ。
Sweepers are saying it's heavy.
7。ちょっと止まってきたよ。
We'll look in as well. Australia, Chinese Taipei in the third end.
Yeah, an opportunity here. Chinese Taipei lie one, but an opportunity for Lauren Walker to tap this back and get two. Needs to navigate past the top guards. Can they hold it?
Real big sweep. And they won't get by.
Another steal of one for Chinese Taipei.
Those teams both at 2 and 3. Tied for 4th place at the moment.
And Australia seem to be setting up the ends, but they're just not managing to finish them off.
即係而家同你講話嗰個 line。60 or 50?
I think 65.
Well,
No,
Kitazawa,
Not like 60.
her first look of where we got to this point of how Japan is in there. Right 5 right now, and they just come straight on their own.
後邊，所以60。
So Hong Kong coming right around the other side now. You can get to the 4 foot. It's not easy.
Will they get caught? Thinking of speed-wise, this will be very different from the other side.
They might. It will be much the same now. Both sides have been played on. But this one's coming up short.
Okay.
So Japan,
That's 40.
line 5.
No, but you gotta trust.
Yep, I
Hong
know.
Kong actually hurts themselves. They block off their draw path.
Yeah, it's like really fresh.
相手はあるけど。
これか。その大外はやらせてもいいかもね。違う。難しい。
Japan could bring another one right in on top of where they put Kitazawa's
相
first.
手結構外のライン取ってくるから上取って。
Could hit the yellow and try and roll in off of it,
うん。
knowing that might be one way to get in there for Hong Kong.
あれは何もなさそうだもんね。
もうなんもない。こっちはもういじらなくていいと思う。
Several options again here for Japan.
センターから行く。
Really, it's to make it as hard as possible for Hong Kong.
さっき蓮見が投げたんだよな、2投。ちょっと重いかも。12半で1個ドロしたね、ここに。
もうちょっとセンターでいいよ。
あそこ11半って言われた気がする。
あ、そう、11半。
でガードが 14.3 になっちゃった。
ちょっと重いと。
13ぐらいでガードになれるかも。
2 straight ends. Japan has put the pressure on Hong Kong.
ないよ
5、4、いや止まってきた。
回ってきた。
Sweeper saying this is heavy.
前は
止まってないしてる。
めっちゃ止まってる。
Just trying to put up cover to make that draw on the intern side impossible. So they have done that.
Draw to that one, try and cut it down to a steal of 2. Could you ever try and hit and roll off that yellow on the side?
Yep, you could roll over, come off that back red on the 4 foot and virtually come up and get shots. Don't vert there. It's there. But Hung Ling Yu does prefer to draw than hit. That's her game.
On what you're comfortable with. This
Yeah.
not a comfortable position to be in, facing all that red stones, all those red stones in the rings.
Yeah, draw against 5, never what you want to be playing.
Now we'll see what she's got. She cut the steal of 3 down to just 2 last end.
Way close.
Here,
A bit ahead
try and cut it
more.
down. Facing 5 with the last shot of 3.
Wait only.
Whoa!
That's good.
Whoa! Not curling.
Where are we?
It's hanging wide for line.
We close.
Sweep it once it makes contact.
Well, they want to try and get a little roll in off that, and I don't know if they moved it. It's going to be a steal of what looks like 4.
Yes, 4. Yes.
So Japan steals 4, and they'll extend their lead. Another well-played end by the Japanese side. Hong Kong can't cut the steal down anymore. It is now a 7-0 game after 3 ends of play.
Nice. Nice quarter. Nice shot.
ナイス。ナイス。よ
よし。
ちょっとアウトターン使ってみるか。こっち
あー
側壁側重たいね。
壁側
まあこっち。
両方重たいと思う。
あー
1投目は。
まあアウトターン。
You want it in or short, okay?
Okay.
And it would have been good if we were sweeping.
Yeah,
So
okay.
you guys have to
Yeah.
be a bit more
Focus.
focused, okay?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
Ginger, they
we'll
fire
also
for
do
it.
the first third sweep and then firm
Yeah, yeah.
clean unless it's really up.
Okay, guys?
Well, Hong Kong got the force in the first end. Let's start off this game as Japan had the hammer to start, but back-to-back steals of multiple points as Japan leading 7-0.
曲がりすぎちゃうかな。13。
And right into the top of the house. Hong Kong took a second there before the end, during that end break. Let's just stay focused. Let's really work, just trying to execute our shots, take the extra second. Hu Pian. Try and get the corner guard in play.
Wait, close, but I think it's in.
I think it's
Four.
5.
5.
Need some help to come
Yep,
down.
Dan, if you need some help. Hard.
No.
Hard.
Oh, she's giving us this help. Yep.
Okay, that's okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Need some help then.
Well, they're trying to get the corner guard. That extra weight has it come into the house. Ishiguka, chance to play a hit. Rare hit for the lead. Get this opportunity very often. They'll try and keep this as clean as possible. Look at that, perfect hit and roll.
8秒。ナイスセーブ。
Like 少少。
佢頭先個 back line 嚟㗎，犀利。
Yep, even though Japan are
佢做完都係天
well up on the scoreboard, they want to just still make their shots. They want to keep everything going. They know they're going to be playing later on in this week
Line's tight.
in the playoff
Oh, it's
stages.
really light. Like
So it's so important for them to keep their focus, keep concentrating,
Yep, 1.
play their
Can you
shots.
hog it?
Yeah, it's gonna hog it.
Hog it.
Oh, sorry.
Well, trying to get the corner guard, but need to split the difference between their two. Heavy on the first, light on the second.
14? 13後半の方がいいかな。
こっちが14でいいかな。
オッケー。
うん。
And for Japan, they know they will be into the playoffs. They're trying to get into that top spot by winning out and have good draw shot numbers in their last games.
ちょっといいかも。2半。
Try to stay focused, make sure you're playing sharp. You don't want to let down, especially leading into the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely. You want to go into that playoff very confident, knowing you're happy with the ice, knowing you can play any shot.
4点に。
わったから OK っていう
And as you say, look, it'll come down to that draw shot to see if Japan, Korea and China do win today and do win their last game. Then 3 teams will be fighting it out for that first, second and third place.
係幾多呢度？
They'll all be in their draw shot.
Right now, not a whole lot to choose between the two. They're pretty close.
Yeah, Japan's at 38.35 and Korea's at 38.42. So very, very close. That last game draw shot, crucial.
Yeah, running more. It's back house. It's back. Yep, back house.
China's at 68. So
一応ワンツー
you would imagine it'll be between Japan or Korea.
62.
But you never know, all can change.
And you have to win your games first, but both are looking, all three are looking strong here so far in this session. And for a coach, this is an important for your team. Make sure you stay focused. You
Absolutely.
know that draw shot in that last game is going to mean, could mean first, second, or first or second. And where you're playing for Japan, you have a good draw shot. You could be facing the fourth place team, whoever that may be. Or if you drop into that 2-3 game, you'll be playing China or Korea.
Yeah, a big incentive to get that first place.
And they were intending to sweep that one. They were playing the draw, but it was a little heavy, so
Yeah, better just to take it through and not give something for Hong Kong to freeze on. But it is, when you're up in the game and the pressure's off you, you know, it's a great opportunity for a lead to play like their tick shots and for you to practice shots in a game situation that you do day in, day out in training. But it's nice to practice it on the ice surface and
It's like running
in
well.
that game scenario.
We're gonna tap. Yep. Just lost it. Yep, all the way. Right to it.
well, took that swoop. That's the part there when they said they lost it, that it takes the curl.
Went sideways, on her? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you just got
she
to
was a little
anticipate the
tight,
swing
and I didn't
early.
want to over- when we lifted the
Sweep it early, then you can up if you need to, but once it goes, it goes. There's no recovery.
待って多分もう半分もう14後半
Well, Japan knows they have the big lead. They can put another guard out in front, protect this.
3、2だな。
ライオン。
あ、2半。
プレー。
2半。
ライオン大丈夫そう。
2。
ライオン。
2。
2まで欲しいな。
3までいけそうかな。
オッケー。ライオン大丈夫。
3。
プレー。
ライオン大丈夫
Just constant communication from the sweepers to the skip,
オッケー。
letting them know the weight.
14.9
14.9。
Well, they guard that up. They still can get around.
使えばしも取れるね。
It'd be tough to get at, even if it does, if you hook this one right around.
OK，咁我哋係都係75啊，但係我哋要 sweep 咯，係啦。
Line's fine. Where are we?
It's up. 9. 9, 8.
Yep, for line. Hard for line.
Tell you what.
Sweet to wick. Yep. Okay, roll it. Oh, roll it. All the way.
Just catch the top one. Opens up that 4-foot area for Hong Kong.
Yes. 8. Yes. 逆は Yes. 5。いいかな。結構外にいる。OK。
Japan knew that that was a good hit and roll opportunity for
7.6。
Hong Kong, so they had to remove it. Ideally, they'd like to have just rolled themselves. So Hong Kong going to try and follow this hit and roll Try and get the inside. Roll over to the 2 in the 4 foot.
No more up.
Wow, wow, wow.
Chang Ada
It's up.
playing the hit. This needs to draw.
Yep.
I want to try and make hit actually roll in. And we'll
Yes,
make the
no.
double and
Yes,
sit
no.
back of the 4 foot. So very nice, able to remove those two and use that side Japanese stone.
And that's why Japan wanted to move away with the last one, not to leave that.
Well, keeping an eye. Chinese Taipei, a 3-0 lead over Australia.
Now, Chinese Taipei lie 3, but Australia have 5 counters in the house. Can she lift all 3 out here? Is there a triple on? It's pretty tight. The top 2 are nearly frozen. Need to get on the board here.
Well, if you make the triple, there's a lot of red that comes into play.
Lauren Wagner going for the big takeout. Doesn't catch it on the right side, and it's another steal of 2. Chinese Taipei extend their lead now, 5-0.
Kui Kitazawa trying to freeze that back one. Not this one. Too heavy, will slide right by everything. So Japan, couple in this end, draws have gone right through. They nose hit it on that one that allowed the double to be made by Hong Kong.
いや、すいません。
Right to it, yeah, I think, yeah.
佢嗰邊係機使唔使調位？
嚇？
使唔使調位？
好啊。It's draw, right? Draw.
Yeah.
75.
Like here.
Okay, 75.
75?
Quite fast.
Okay, 75.
Make sure then 70 is fine.
No, no. 75 is fine.
Okay.
都係75。
75，因為我頭先嗰個72已經去到嗰度，但係我哋要 sweep 啊
Always the confirmation of the weight. What number?
We close 6.
Whoa!
Just a firm key. Firm key.
Where are we?
7, 6.
Just don't want to be deep with this and create a pocket for Japan to come down to.
You can get it as far as you can. You got this. Go, go, go. Yes, 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 yes.
Looking
yes,
good.
Yes, yes,
So
yes,
hard, so hard.
yes, yes, yes.
Oh, just caught the red. But does lie short.
OK，嗰個貼一定要縮開，
Really
唔可
good
以兩個人
attempt.
sweep 啊。
Very nice. Hung Ling Yu able to get in there.
だったから、同じか。
Looks like just one. They're lying at the moment. One in the backs, just second shot. So Japan will have to make this freeze, and Kitazawa, who was well heavy with her first.
あまり開きたくはないから。そうだね。はいよ。
So Japan more than happy to give Hong Kong their one here. Would like just to come in, freeze on top, make it very difficult to score 2.
Look at this sweep. So the time almost 15 seconds though.
14.8。
Go top part of the house. Really close in the rings on Hong Kong because they're going to need the 4 foot to score 2. It looks like it would be just for
So where
2.
was I last time? Here, right?
Yeah.
So I need right here?
遠咗少少 further out，so 70嗰邊 wide。70 Huh? 70.
What did I throw last
Yes,
time?
further out, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
just a little
70.
further.
Japan
You
may
throw
have,
70.
after getting that steal,
It's perfect.
Okay, 70.
not quite as
So
sharp
another-
here in this
you want
fourth
5
end.
feet more? 5 feet more, right?
Yeah, but it's further out.
An opportunity. Hung Ling Yu. And nice shot on her first now. Chance to make
Oh,
it a
it's
true
up.
skips
Nice.
deuce. Score 2 here in this fourth
Okay,
end.
okay.
Clean
Where
up.
are we?
Where are we?
Oh, 8.
It's a drawing game she loves to play.
Yes, now. Yeah.
13 and a half, spot
Whoa,
on.
whoa, take,
Never mind, whoa, whoa.
It's just over curling, and they'll end up come down, won't get by the front, and it is 1 for Hong Kong. They're on the board, but had a chance at 2. That last stone just over curling. Japan will get the hammer back. We head to the
Yeah,
fifth
yeah.
end, a 7-1 Japan lead over Hong Kong.
Dang.
3, right?
3. Yes.
ここだね。
2点狙い
シンプルに2点で
うん、綺麗にしてる感じで。
フリーズ
コーナードローかな。
あ、ウィック？ウィックする？
あ点数あるからやる
Okay 了。Yep. Ooh. Lots. Ooh.
Line's fine
Oh, 10.
Needs to die like
Yeah,
Needs
need
some
some help.
Well, fifth end here, our feature game, Japan-Hong Kong. Hong Kong getting that single point with the hammer.
Like,
back house or
yeah, yeah.
No, it's slowing down.
Yeah,
it's
slow
slowing
down,
down,
like
it's slowing
9,
down. It's still back house though.
10.
It's not.
9, 10. Okay.
That's back house.
Still struggling a wee bit with her weight. Wanted that close to the rings to act as cover.
That one in the rings. Japan does not have any problem hitting this stone.
オーダーオーダーフィールド
うん、ライオン、幅広いわ。
And they will
8
just
点差。
peel it right out. So the first 3 ends, it was Japan scoring. Hong Kong gets the 1 in the 4th. Leaves us playing end number 5. A 7-1 Japan lead.
Line's fine
Headless.
Have a look Have a look I only want a guard guys
No, it's in.
Let us know when.
No, it's looking okay
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
I don't,
It's just
I don't
trying
want it
to-
in. I don't want it in
Okay,
It's
okay,
like
okay,
trying to come
okay.
They
down.
want to get these
Okay.
centerline
Okay.
guards in play. Comes
Nice
tight to the ring, so it's in that free guard zone area. Can't be removed.
14点。
13までには投げる
いいよ、7。ちょっと回りやすいかな。回り早いわ。7。あ、ライン良さそう。
レイトだけレイトだけ
7あれば大丈夫。ラインはいいよ。13.3。
Let's see Let's see
And so many times you see the center line guard, Rona, and you just see the draw behind. What's the thought process for Japan drawing to the wing?
So right now, the way the scoreboard is, Japan don't want to get caught into a guddle behind the centre guard. They're quite happy to keep the house open, move things out to the wings. They can't remove the guard right now, so once they get the chance later in the end, they will remove the centre guard.
Where are we?
Whereas Hong Kong, they want to have that centre cover and come around.
Yes.
Two teams with very different goals at this end.
No. Okay, well. Just right two.
Hong Kong were trying to come right round, but it doesn't harm them to put up another guard.
Okay, that's okay. 84. Huh? 84.
And stop it.
For Japan, they'll want to. Wasn't a crisp fourth end for them. They missed some shots. Want to stay playing at that high level that they've been throughout the week, and as they were in those second and third ends.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Sina Nakajima wants to try and play the double peel.
リリース中だよ。
Almost rolls to a corner guard as well. Sometimes when things are playing your way, you get a little bit of the breaks.
Okay, so same thing. You got this.
再頭頭先。
一樣。
一樣。
Yep, as we've seen, Hung Ling Yu, she likes the drawing game. She wants to get that cover up, leave the come around for her last stones.
Same, a little less. Well done. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Three on its own.
On its own? 'Cause we don't
Maybe
want to
four.
be
It looks like it's
beside.
running
Yep,
really
then
well.
go. Can't be beside. Yep, all the way. Can't be
So,
beside.
A bit
Try
heavier
for
with
10.
weights,
Beauty.
trying to bring it right
Okay,
in.
that's good.
Just stops
You just
top
can't
12.
then it makes it easier.
Okay.
That's the control weight.
後半。クリーン。
Try and make the hit. Got a little bit of a roll for Nakajima.
クリーン。
Of course, the little different wrinkle to their lineup is Nakajima throws the second stones but calls the game. And she will just hang around edge of the 12-foot.
ナイス。
幅広い。
Okay. Yeah, inside out.
Always a little different for a team when Skip will throw those.
メインではいはい
A lot of the time when you see it, it'll be they'll throw the third stones, but here throwing second stones.
じゃあはい。
Just very
70.
comfortable in the house and calling line, the strategy.
Bit hard, like 7.
Rarely do you see it when it's the youngest member of your team that is
Whoa.
calling the game. Normally you have the experience or the oldest member calling the game.
The curl more.
Okay.
Yep. All the
So
way.
Hong Kong deciding
Hold on.
not
All the
to
way, all the way.
persist with the centre.
Okay.
They're trying
Okay,
to freeze
that's
the one
fine.
in the wing. Just tap it back, but doesn't get shot. Leaves Japan line one.
中央ワンではある。6。5でも。
白触ればいいの。
Yeah, I think I skipped, as you're saying, look, you know, they need that confidence to play the last stones, and if
この辺
they're just not happy, if that's not what they like doing, but yet they like calling the game, they like the tactical side, reading the head, reading ice, and it's, you know, it's good in this sport that you're able to do that you can swap the positions around.
Yeah, and every team has different dynamics, and this one seems to work. It obviously did for them winning the Japanese championship, 4th place at the Worlds, and now here having a strong showing at their first Pacific Championship.
いくらだ。Yes. Yes. Yes. Yes.
曲がんない。
曲がんないね。
うん。ライオ。幅広いや。13.3。
So Japan do lie two, but it now gives Hong Kong a chance just to hit and roll off this. Behind some cover.
Yeah, they have given some opportunities. Last end, it was a nose hit that allowed for a double takeout. Really opened up the 4-foot for the draw by Hung Ling Yu to score a single point.
Whoa. Control.
Shang Ada
A little down.
wants to hit and roll. And will not hit anything. It will slide right through. So they had an opening.
Forget it. Ow.
Yeah, you just
I
said
slid wide.
Yeah. I might have given you a bit more ice.
Okay.
Too much ice.
The weight was.
こっちからちょっと厳しそう
あ難しいかも。
OK
今
バックライン
だとあれか、芯だった時押し切っちゃうか。
13それ13.3だから12半ぐらいじゃない12半ぐらいでいく
OK
Let's keep an eye. Australia and Chinese Taipei, fifth end.
And Chinese Taipei line 2. Australia's last stone. Lauren Wagner having to draw fully into the 8 foot to score.
Yeah, and every time we've come over, it's been Chinese Taipei lying multiple stones.
Looking like they're trying to raise their own here. Is it enough?
Doesn't
Don't
look
think
like
it
it.
is.
注意点球
They're having a good look.
I think it's 1
Chinese Taipei said 2, Australia say 1.
Well, it'll be 1 for sure.
Sure, let's measure that.
I think we're
さっきどうなっちゃった？
they're having a measure for second shot.
So I can remove
Either way, Chinese Taipei score again.
ギリねでも打ったやつは出ちゃう
Another steal.
And they scored 1 only with the hammer in the first end. They've done everything else without. Those two teams sit at 2 and 3, the same as Hong Kong.
Okay. 同頭先個力一樣，係
Trying to
呢度力一樣。
find a way, get into the playoffs. Big Logjamma teams tied for that 4th spot right now.
Yep, so the 3 at the top of the table are all fighting to get that top place. And the ones underneath, they're all fighting to get the 4th place.
Whoa! Oh, right off! Yep.
Will make the hit, but it'll roll away.
Okay.
And still shot stone for Japan.
That did not move, eh?
No, it did not. It's like
feel
right
it's
up
okay,
and
eh?
it moved. 做咩你又 You were trying to go that way? Is that why?
因為我呢個打到嚟咯。ちょっとライン変わるから最後重くなるかもしれない。体は通ってるけど。
5、6?
Yeah, turns now, they've got last stone. Come in, lie 2.
ちゃんどこだったっけ
足のね、ここに立ってた。
6よりそこ。
あ、8。
8より1本中ぐらいだったかな。
じゃあ。
うん。
4th stones, Ikumi Kitazawa.
はいよ、5、6。ちょっと離れるわ。
ちょっと余るよ
6まであるよ。6、7。6、7。
Doesn't want to go deep with his draw, just wants to be in the top part of the house behind that guard.
Oh, and it does just slide fractionally too far.
あ、伸びてんね。
Allows Hong Kong the chance now.
ごめん、
Come in and kill the end for Japan.
And it's Hung Ling Yu who's playing that, who loves to play her draw shots.
頭先佢哋咪70幾啊？
Not trying to get too far forward, but these are small errors that could cost Japan getting into the playoffs. They got to be a little bit sharper.
75。
Sometimes
75.
mentally you really have to focus.
因為佢哋
You
冇
see the
輸過
scoreboard,
75
a big lead, but these are the ones you really need to
我哋就要
execute.
留意
I'm sure they'll probably have a
我哋係
conversation of that in their 5th end break.
都係要 drop 佢，
Yeah.
但係要70。
So after the measure, it was a steal of 2. Chinese Taipei 7-0 up over Australia into the 5th end break on sheet C.
Oh, it's a bit up, 9. Whoa, then, whoa. 9.
So important not to be heavy here, even stopping
Whoa, whoa,
just
whoa, it's
short
okay.
on top.
Whoa, whoa, just let it come.
The Japanese stone. Don't want to rub off this. This is looking heavy.
And it goes right through everything.
What did I throw?
Hung
50.
Yu unable to
55.
make the draw. So
I'm done.
Ikui Kitazawa gets away with it here. It'll have a chance to draw
I know, no.
for a third point.
I just don't, I'm not getting the weight.
What did they tell you?
54. Well, they threw me 75.
And you threw 50? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
55.
Okay.
An opportunity to extend their lead. Last stone need to be 8 foot or better for Ikui Kitazawa. And Japan to take 10-1 lead.
アキルは大丈夫そう。
ウェイトは大丈夫
それだけで良さそうだ。
そう。
13.6。
5、6だな。
Okay, nice sweep.
ナイス。
Now the sweepers like that one. They just guide this one right down. Great weight for Kitazawa, top of the 4-foot. And Japan get 3 and have a 10-1 lead as we head to the 5th end break. Second end, and Japan just putting the pressure on Hung Yu, trying to draw in, has to get such a small part of the button here. And this one will crash on the front, just roll off. And it is a steal for Japan. And a steal of 2 it was. Third end. And look at all those red stones in there. Japan lying 5. Hung Yu has to draw down. No real play with the draw to get shot stone. This one a little heavy, little wide. Tap it up. And it'll be a steal of 4. Only cuts 1 out for Japan, and they have a big lead after 3. 5th end. And a draw by Kitazawa. Went deep, but Hung Yu couldn't take advantage for Hong Kong, meaning the open draw to the 8-foot or better. Ikui Kitazawa, Japan, to score another multiple point end.
Okay, nice sweep.
ナイス。
3.
And easily done for the Japanese 4th stone thrower. Japan, a big lead into the 5th end break.
13.6。
Here are the other scores in session 13. A lopsided lead for China, over Kazakhstan over on sheet A. Korea up big against Qatar on sheet B. Australia trailing 7-0 to Chinese Taipei. We're 10-1 on sheet E, our feature game. So we get to the last couple round robin sessions. Important games, trying to determine the 4 playoff teams. 3 teams tied, as you see at the top. China, Japan, and Korea. Of course, not much to choose between them. They've also went 1-1 against each other in the 3-way tie there. Australia, Hong Kong, Kazakhstan, Chinese Taipei, all at 2 and 3. Qatar looking for win number 1. And a battle. Top 4 make the playoffs here at the Pacific Asia Championship.
なんか気になることはなんか石悪くないね、多分一緒ぐらい曲がってるね、今の広げた分曲がってないぐらいの感じだね。滑りも合ってそうだし、この先のためにも石の情報いっぱい貯めとかないと、どっちの色になってもね、合わせられるようにしたいよね。
普通だね。普通。
3変な石だったんだっけ？
ちょっと。
あ、3持ってったの。あれ？
じゃあ D3 って言ってたじゃん。で LSD 投げたじゃん。めっちゃ止まったから。なんか。
There she comes. Well, if there's ever a tart one, she gets it,
She always gets it.
and she overreacts to them. So she's the one. Thank you.
Oh, it's that one.
Yes.
You'll survive.
Yes. Yes. Cheer up.
Cheer, cheer.
You want?
Well, look at the numbers, and obviously a 10-1 game in favor of Japan in their percentages, 80% to 34 for Japan. Draw percentage 77 to 31 on the favor of Japan, and hit percentage 96 for Japan, almost perfect. 44 for Hong Kong. 6 stolen points. So we're halfway through session 13. Well, 4 of the 5 sheets in play. 8 teams participating at the Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2019. The Shenzhen Universiade Sports Center. Luke Coley here with Rona Howie. We've enjoyed our coverage throughout the week so far and all the way through till we determine the champion in Shenzhen.
Nice line.
Japan will want to be in that final game, if not on top of the podium at the end of the week.
12.4.
2 teams will qualify for the World Women's Curling Championship. Be lucky enough to get to go to Prince George, Canada for the Worlds later this curling season. Should say those countries will be able to. The teams will, each nation has different qualification process for which team it will be. For Japan, they'll play a Japanese championship prior to that. And that team gets to play World Championship, and then the next season play the Pacific Asia Championship.
5 minutes in. Just here, guys. It's in. Just here.
Get a look at the numbers.
Yeah,
Like 4, maybe. It's coming down.
Game number
though,
4
3.
for Hu Pian Pian.
Have a look.
And struggling in this one. Previous 3 games she's played, they have a 2-1 record, but looking like it might even it out. 2-2.
Ada.
As that one slides into the house.
I think as well, Luke, with this young Japanese team, you know, they got to the Worlds last year, so they've been there, they've experienced it. They know what they're fighting for to get back to.
Unfinished business probably for them, finishing 4th. You see Ishiguka at 98%. Always tough to get to it. You get to the playoffs and you finish. You're the first team off the podium. You don't cut any hardware. You play in that bronze medal game. It's such a difficult feeling because even if you make it to the final, at least losing that, you're the silver medalist.
Yep, having been in quite a few of these bronze medal playoff games and coming out on the losing side, it's never the nicest place to be.
Same way. Nicholas.
I think you're so focused, you know, you get to that playoff, you get to your semi spot. When you lose it, that ultimate goal of winning the event has gone. So it's always hard to pick yourself up for the bronze medal game.
Okay, whoa. Okay.
Well, and another one will slide just into the house. So Nakajima can peel it out.
入ってる？入ってんのか。あ、入ってるんだね。うん。自分で言う。
And also, the fight for the 4th place team here is really important because, as you say, the top 2 go to the
トップでいいんだよね。
World Women's Championship. The 3rd and 4th place team get an opportunity to play at the World Qualifying event. So they could still progress to the World Women's. But if you finish below that here, you don't get the opportunity to go.
Some great numbers from the Japanese side. You see 90% for Nakajima. And they do lose their own in that peel, but they're not too concerned.
No, won't be bothered about that. They're just quite happy now. They're in the second half of the game. They've got a 10-1 lead. They're happy just to clear everything.
Wong Ashura.
3. Well done. 3, 4. It's probably going further, yeah? You want it there. If it's on, you might as well. Yeah, make sure. If you think it's on. Yeah, I think it's on. Okay. That's good.
So that one goes off to the side. They're trying to put the corner guard out. It slides into the rings. And again, even if it was out in front, they're going to remove it. Japan. Well, they hit, roll into the heart of the rings.
Nice save.
やったわ。
Yeah, it's a different line, so yeah. Okay. Line's tight. Where are we? 5. Okay. Whoa. 6, 7.
Well, trying to make anything of it. Japan happy to keep this a very
To it.
simplified end.
To it. Yep. Yep. Bounce it a bit.
Yeah, Hong Kong can really just use the counters now, tap them back, play about with them, try and force an error out of Japan.
She's not going straight to the room, she's rolling them.
Well, Chiaki Matsumura, 60%, low numbers on the team. She's been good on her hits, but she's struggled a bit with some draw weight. Her and Kitazawa have been up and down. They've been a little bit off. You look in the first end, was Matsumura was short twice on 2 draws.
後ろ結構ギリじゃなかった。
後ろを狙ってたくさいなんかあ
So like 75, 80.
So a 10-1 game here, Japan and Hong Kong. The Pacific Asia Curling Championships 2019. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Luke Coley here with Rona Howie. And a great crew along with you bringing all the pictures and audio.
Line's a little tight.
No stop.
It's up. Where are we? 9. Where? 9.
So trying to use those ones back part of the rings.
Whoa, slowing down.
I want to try and make sure you freeze.
Hey, hey, hey,
Yep,
hey,
weight's
hey,
looking good. Just the line. Oh, it just rubs off. Unlucky. Puts it into the open. See that so often when you try to freeze. A fraction heavy and it springs into the open. But Japan don't want to nose this. They don't want to leave a big pocket for Hong Kong to freeze. Ideally, would just like to hit and run. Hit and roll over.
Yeah, right now, leaving your stones around actually help. Just eliminate yellow.
Just like that.
This Japanese squad can throw big weight. You just saw it there from Matsumura.
佢要起碼70啦。OK， 70、75。OK。
See, try and play the freeze. And this isn't just the straight freeze.
Line's a little
For
tight again.
Cheng
Oh,
8
it's
at
left.
40%.
5. Yeah. 5. 4. Yeah. 5.
Sweepers
4.
on this the
3.
whole way. They know it needs it for weight.
All the way. Far as you can.
Just can't get it there.
Well, and that's
What'd
that.
you get?
It's just the inconsistency, not the regular. I think I mentioned it earlier. You're not on the ice all the time, such as you see this Japanese team, and you're seeing the difference of the two sides. And a team that's playing a fair amount and has the facilities to the Hong Kong side that aren't the always doing this. The full-time curlers, they're working at it through and through, playing a lot of bonspiels.
このラインも
Big difference.
13前半13半
Really hard
まだ
for
いけると思うけど
these nations that don't have facilities to train.
多分13半ぐらいだ
And
と
also the
思われる
this environment of an ice surface. The Japanese team, they played at the Worlds. The Japanese championship will be similar as well.
うん
It is different than playing at a curling club. So they're dealing with that aspect also. Ikui Kitazawa at 73%. Try to stay strong here the rest of this game, leading 10-1.
8だわ
13
8
まだ伸びてるわ
8かな
違う 12.9 だ 12.9
Well, Kitazawa just beyond the T line.
入ってて
Don't think we'll see,
1分で
ここ
1
13だ
could see the freeze. You could play hit and roll.
I guess, yeah, put one there if you want.
I know, but that.
Knowing that
we just
Hung
have
Ling
to-
Yu
if I don't
likes
like
her
it, then
draws.
I have
Then
that.
let's make it, yeah, okay.
What do you like? You like that?
You would think she might go for the freeze, but she's also thinking,
You like that?
Yes.
With control?
Yeah.
I don't think it moves much, eh?
No. Yep. You got
well,
this, Lang.
she's going to go for the hit and roll here. Now, how can she generate two right now the way the situation is? A dead freeze on that would be the call, I would say.
You could even freeze a bit on the angle too.
Yeah. I think going for the hit and roll. She's certainly just leaving herself the chance to score one with her last. She struggled, faced a lot of stones in previous
Control
ends.
down. Clean. Yep, yep. Whoa. Clean, just clean, just clean, just clean.
Want to try and get a bit of roll.
Sure.
And gets a bit of a roll, but hoping to try and jump it over to the other one, sit closer, maybe get a little mistake out of Japan. And obviously, the score in the game, the numbers low for Hung Ling Yu.
8出ちゃってもオッケーヒールでもいいオッケー
Clean. Yes. 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 Clean.
Whoa
Well, make this one go away. They'll do that. They lose their own, but it was important. Just make sure that yellow one is out of play. So 8 foot is what's needed.
What's the what? Do you guys know the weight?
I think it's like 70.
Draw, button, side button.
70 75
75. You like that? Do you like that line, or you want more ice?
I think it's fine. That one is fine.
You like that? And you say 75?
On that dry line,
Okay. Last time it's 50.
a little more is okay. So 70.
75
70 75.
So just getting confirmation from the sweepers, what weight.
It's light. Time's good. Wait on me. It's all you.
Well, and this will be the cold draw. You're not trying to play this to have the backing. Facing 2. And a team sweep coming up to try and get this one into the 8 foot.
Sure, give me.
Okay.
Trying to keep that one going, but it will come up well short. And it's another steal for Japan and a steal of 2 in a 12-1 game now after 6 ends of play.
She has 2 right. That's okay.
唔關你事，唔關你事，唔關你事。
So it was 70, eh?
Yeah, it would have been
I
70.
told Ling 70.
Yeah, 70, yeah.
Okay, just
Sorry about
that's one fine.
手袋脱いで。はい乾かしてる。
こうやってやってたのを見たし。
あ、せいちゃんが今の二頭履かせたからかな。
姉ちゃん
めっちゃ見る。
あれだ姉ちゃん
めっちゃ見でー。だってめっちゃ見てる。
Welcome back here at the Shenzhen Universiade Sports Center,
はい
playing host Pacific Asia Curling Championships. Lopsided score, Japan looking strong, trying to move into the playoffs.
12.5
There'll be one more women's round-robin game tomorrow morning, and then it'll be the women's semifinal in the evening. Men will still have 2 left, and then they'll get into their semifinals. 2 world spots on the line here.
冇錯，80。
Top 4 make the playoffs. Japan right now, if everything ended the way it was
緊要。
after this session,
Line's okay.
they would have that number 1 seed
We're
just
in,
barely
it's
through
in,
the draw
it's in.
shot
5,
challenge. They lead
7。
Yeah,
China
a little
and
more.
Korea in that. But Rona, you know it all too
8.
well.
It's
If
coming
you
down a little bit.
look too
Bring it
far
back.
forward,
The
it can
back
hurt
house,
you.
guys. Make sure it's the back house.
Yep, you have to play the here and now,
Yep, first
concentrate
chance. Yep,
on
yep,
what you
yep,
can
yep, yep,
control,
yep.
and that's your next shot. So I always say, control the controllables, the rest will take care of itself.
So that guard slides into the rings, and Japan will play the hit. Hong Kong coming in at 2 and 3. They'll play Qatar in their last game. They're still in a position where 4th place is achievable.
Yes, absolutely. Qatar still looking for their first win.
Oh, Ishiguka will remove that one. Leave just 1 stone in play. Hung Yu, actually the 4th place finisher the last 2 years at the Pacific Asia Championship.
ナイス
ぶつけ本番にもほら。
6.5 早い
Yep, she said Julie Morrison playing 3rd for her the last 2 years, but she's now left Hong Kong and gone to live in Ireland.
How's the weight?
Weight's good. 3.
Okay.
So it's a new team lineup
Just
this year.
check
In. It's gonna curl. Oh, it's gonna over curl. I know it's gonna over curl. It's fine. Just let it stop. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So we have a corner guard.
That's what they're trying to achieve. They can't peel it out because we're still in the free guard zone rule. So Japan, knowing they can't peel, comes right to the button.
いつもよりリリース緩いかな
なあ。13？
13。
And an opportunity to try and use that corner guard now for Hong Kong. You put it out in front, draw in behind.
Line's tight. Weight's good. Okay, well done. We're okay yet. We're okay. 7. We're okay. It's running quite well. Might be more. 8. 9. Is just running, sliding now.
13-2.
Just heading on the wrong side. They could even have been short and put up another guard there just to provide some cover.
68.
Huh?
68. But I think you extended. You extended.
Oh,
A
okay.
little bit of extension.
Whoa! めっちゃ速度してる。
Sina Nakajima to peel this one out. Japan, their last game, they'll play Kazakhstan.
ナイス
Try and
ちょっと強
prove
い
to,
Ah,
looking like they'll move to 5-1 in this, and they'll try and finish with a 6-1 record.
okay. 70, 75. Okay. 70, 70.
They split their games against their rivals, Korea and China.
Line's a little tight.
Slow down.
Yep.
Just 3-4.
Yep. Make sure it's in.
5 now.
Yep. As far as you can. Okay, well, we're over curling. We're not going to freeze onto it. Okay. Leave it.
The opportunity, the experience out on the ice for this Hong Kong team. Knowing they still have that chance to play possibly in the playoffs, depending on how things shape up in the final round robin session.
これがねこっちに当たって残りそうかな
Thinking we can play another one, see how we can do it, try and
いいんじゃない？
work on a couple things. That one was trying to be a freeze over curls.
Yes. Yes. Well, yes. Yes.
Japan are just happy here. Clear everything out.
Okay.
Well, and some other finals now on the ice. It is China. They defeat Kazakhstan, so China does their part. They win. They go to 5-1. And Australia concedes, so it is Chinese Taipei picking up a big win against Australia. So Chinese Taipei moves to 3-3. And Korea defeats Qatar. Korea moves to 5-1, which puts us at our standings right now. China, Korea, both at 5-1. Japan looking strong to get and join them. And Chinese Taipei at the moment holds on to that 4th playoff spot. Hong Kong here looking like they'll drop to 2-4 along with Australia and Kazakhstan.
No, I said 9.
That's where we sit. One game remaining here in session 13. All those games wrapping up almost around the same time. As that one comes right around. Looks like it is 3rd shot. Don't think it's going to matter whether it's 2nd or 3rd. They're going to play the short run back. So right now, Chinese Taipei has the advantage heading into the final round robin session to get that 4th playoff spot. They will play Korea in their final game. And the straight run back to line 3. Matsumura just rock solid playing that one straight back.
Okay.
Let's get a great look of Nakajima in the house. Just she controls the line. There's not a lot of panic in a line call. Just very composed. Impressed. We got to see her a lot in Denmark last year at the World Women's Championship. She's 20 at the time. She's 21 now, and just rolled along that whole week right into the playoffs and a 4th place finish, narrowly missing getting on the podium.
Yep, and for a young team, you sometimes, can see it takes quite a few years just transition from juniors into women's, just with the tactical side of the game. But they were very mature in everything they did, and Denmark.
And it was actually Korea they lost to in that bronze medal game. A different Korean team, but they lost to that country, and I'm sure that will still sting, and they'll remember that into the playoffs here, as they're comfortably ahead in this game. Get a chance, a win will qualify for the playoffs.
Nice to see Hong Kong still smiling.
残っちゃうとちょっと微妙だよね。
It's hard
出しにくい。
when you're down 12-1 in the game to keep going.
トップでいい。
But as you said, look, they've still got a chance of making the 4th position here, qualify for the playoffs. Looking on paper, you would say they've got the easier run in tomorrow in the last game, the round robin.
Kui Kitazawa has to make that yellow one go away. And off it goes, so Japan lies 3. Here we play end number 7.
A nice nest here for Hung Ling Yu to come in and freeze on top.
Yep. Yep. So to get
But you want
there-
to sit like corner though, right?
Yeah, a little bit of a corner.
Yeah.
I think. I gave you this,
Okay.
so here for me, eh?
Yeah.
You like?
Draw.
Bet 8,
Right to it, yeah. Freeze to the back. So what do you think?
75.
Are you sure? Because I'm a little less than Ada.
The Ada was 60, then through.
Okay.
Then
75?
Olivin. Okay.
But once it crosses that center line, it'll slow down.
Sorry?
Once it crosses this, it'll slow down. Eh?
Okay. It's up!
Yeah.
9, 10.
So they want to try and corner freeze it. And they have those stones all behind the tee line.
Yes, yes!
Slow
yes,
down.
no, yep, yep, yep. Where are we? Yep.
7, 6.
Keep going.
Gotta get it in. Come on, guys.
Really working to try and get this one all the way back to the stone in the back of the 8-foot,
Nice sweep.
but it'll come up short. It is still 1-2 for
It goes
Japan.
65.
I know, but
Yeah, it's not fault. Yeah, not your fault.
Line was perfect. There was a bit of debate about the weight
割と伸びてるな。
beforehand.
14、13後半から14。
うん。
14でいけそう。
そう
もう出なそうだわ、後ろに。ワイツー赤。オッケー。
14でもね、いきそう。相手の14.3とかで。
もうちょい。
So look at everything in the rings here in the end. Leading in the game, it is Hong Kong with the hammer here in the 7th end.
白全部あれば。
Kitazawa
あとだけで
lies 2, trying to put another one in the top part of the rings.
6、7、
ちょっと伸びてるわ。
13.1。
しっかりあるわ。しっかりある。止まったところでしっかりあるわ。
8か。
Just a little extra weight, and it's going to add another one in behind.
あ、ごめん。
Yep. Do lie 3, but a nice pocket now. Hong Kong can come right in on top.
伸びたの。
1？
And for Hong Kong, they can play basically the exact same shot that they just played, same path, just they're debating the speed that they needed, throw the speed
No.
they thought.
Furthermore,
yeah, it should. I got 13 and a half for them, so it should be okay.
so 70.
So I.
Wait close.
So last shot here. 7th end.
Got it. Pass the curl.
Hong Ling Yu.
Have a look. Here it goes.
We're
Have a
close,
look.
we're close.
Has the backing, just needs to curl up to the face of this one, and it will be a little bit heavy and slide through, and it's a steal of more for Japan.
So, yeah. Sorry.
Looks
But let
like
me look
3
at that
more.
one. I think it, just to make
75.
sure. Yes. Okay. 3. Yes. 3 red.
So it is 3 more, and that
Three
will
red.
make it
Yeah,
15-1.
Okay.
Japan leading. And I think
Oh.
looks like Hong Kong has had enough. They will shake, and that will make it a final. So Japan does their part. They will win and move to 5-1.
Thank you.
Strong showing here in this one against Hong Kong.
昨日これ忘れたよ。
嬉しいから一緒。
昨日忘れたよ。
あ、してないか。
です昨日家具忘れたよ。え、嘘。あ、したっけ？ナイスナイス。
嬉しいから
ナイスショー。あぶね。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
さて、明日に備えよう。
そうだね。
明日の LSD に備えよう。
Just have to watch. It was just. And I.
近づけちゃうよ。
うん。
ボトムに決めちゃうよ。
よいしょ。
ああ、またアンチ忘れてきたんじゃない私。
いってらっぴ。
So some big scoring ends for Japan. Took the one in the first and then stole 6 points. Gave the lead and continued the lead throughout.
75。
Sixth end. Japan line 2. Hong Ling Yu just has to draw.
偏偏離開。
Sure. Give me.
Okay.
Sweepers on it the whole way. Just comes up short. So another big steal of 2 for Japan.
70. Yeah.
7th end. Japan line 3. All at the back of the 8 foot. There is backing. Hong Kong just need to be
We're close. We're
in
close.
the 8 foot. Sweeper standing back, saying it's heavy. Doesn't stop in time, rubs off, and it's a big steal of 3 for Japan to take a
think so,
15-1 lead.
Sorry.
But let me look at that one. I think it. Just.
Thank you.
And Hong Kong call it a day. Japan move on. And a look at the other scores in this session. China winners over Kazakhstan, Korea winners over Qatar, Chinese Taipei victors over Australia, and in our feature game, Japan victorious over Hong Kong. So what does that mean? China, Japan, Korea all have qualified on 5-1. Chinese Taipei on their own in 3-3. Australia, Hong Kong, Kazakhstan still in the competition, all on 2-4. And Qatar 0-6, still looking for their first win.
Congratulations. How important is it to stay focused in a game when you get up an early lead like you did in that game?
おめでとうございます。前半でかなりリードしているのはどのぐらいフォーカスを続くのはどのぐらい大事でしょうか。
そうですね、しっかりみんな集中してたのでそれが点数につながったと思います。
Okay. We just really focused on keeping that focus, and I think that's how we were able to just keep scoring.
How happy are you feeling about your team's play now that you've officially clinched a playoff spot?
もうプレーオフに行けるのはどの気持ちでしょうか？
プレーオフに行けるのはすごい嬉しく思うんですけども、この後もしっかり、チーム全員で集中して勝てればいいと思います。
We're really pleased. I'm really pleased that we'll be heading into the playoffs, but now each player has to be able to keep their concentration, keep the focus, and so we'll do our best.
Thank you very much. Best of luck.
Thank you.
So that's it. End of session 13 from the Pacific Asia Championships from Shenzhen, China. From Luke Coley and myself, goodbye. Thanks for watching.
Thank you. Good game.